Throughout its history, the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club has experienced considerable bloodshed. The group is famous for its defiance and renowned standing. Amongst the leather-bound offenders within this world, there exists a figure known as the most violent Hells Angels ever. A violent mark left on the past of motorcycle gangs made a mysterious person infamous. This cryptic bicyclist has recorded their name in his blood with every thoughtful maneuver. The devastation they bring is enough to make even the most daring robbery shudder with fear. The terror they inflicted was legendary, with frequent fights that resulted in broken bones and cruel power struggles. The most violent Hells Angel ever is difficult to identify. The Hells Angels maintain a culture grounded in discretion and faithfulness, resulting in challenges when identifying an individual member. Their activities typically function in secret, resulting in sparse evidence for identification. In addition, individuals frequently use pseudonyms or nicknames, which makes revealing their actual identities even more complicated. Identification and tracking of notorious individuals' activities are receiving considerable attention from law enforcement agencies and investigators with dedicated resources. However, it is still a challenge to pinpoint which exact Hells Angel holds the title of most violent, as they remain unseen and enshrouded within the mystical and obscured aura surrounding their motorcycle ensemble. Despite their frightening exteriors, these individuals possess intricate bonds of companionship, allegiance, and powerful devotion to their loved ones. The Hells Angels have guarded their secrets closely and followed a strict code of silence to preserve confidentiality. This has created the impression that they are mythical beings. The most violent Hells Angel ever known caused controversy by leaving behind a trail of violent acts that are still discussed in the criminal underworld. Their criminal record is akin to a haunting narrative, containing battles leading to fractured bones, merciless attacks, and brutal displays of dominance. Their terrorist rule has no limits. Their means of creating fear are by committing cruel deeds and executing bold crimes. By recounting violent acts in low tones, they become macabre tales. The hardest of criminals can even be afraid of them. Their exit resulted in broken bodies, affected lives, and traumatized neighborhoods. Their brutality exceeds boundaries and imprints a worrisome memory in everyone's mind. The moment they joined the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club was significant in propelling them into a world where exhibiting dominance through aggression was the norm. They ascended the ranks quickly thanks to their intense lust for power and willingness to take lives. Having broken bones and ruined lives, they went on their way. The most violent Hells Angel ever remains a mystery. It's unclear what their personal history entails, but their prowess as an unstoppable force of darkness is certain. Undertake a quest through the center of their story, where calamity and endurance merge to construct their legend. The Hells Angels will always remember it. They stood out even as mere prospects because of their fierce spirit. Breaking rules and causing trouble were noticed by senior members as something they were very willing to do. Not being afraid, knowing how to survive on the streets, and being ruthless helped them move up in the Hells Angels order. Planned acts of violence marked their ascent in the group. Their peers both admired and feared them due to these actions. The currency they held was their violent reputation. In the dangerous realm of outlaw motorcycle gangs, this aided in their retention of power. Leaving behind a trail of broken bodies and shattered loyalties, the most brutal Hells Angel of all time caused mayhem. The dark seduction of power controls the motorcycle club underworld, as evidenced by their ascent within the Hells Angels. The core instinct to lead. The most violent Hells Angel ever is recognized for being violent and having a criminal record, indicating their dedication to chaos and violence. Upon joining the Hells Angels, they displayed a tendency for violence. This caused them to be noticeable among their colleagues. Their disposition towards violence formed a defining quality, cementing their perception as somebody who invokes fear. As their criminal roles expanded, their frequency of being caught also increased. Illicit actions like drug trafficking, blackmail, and organized criminal activities were how they usually operated. From simple assault to homicide, they had an assortment of criminal charges listed on their record. People strongly associate the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club with violence and negative behavior. This idea has been integrated into mainstream culture. Their leather suits, distinct symbols, and loud bikes make people both curious and afraid. The public often links the Hells Angels with disorder, rebellion, and organized crime. The idea is based on the fact that the club has engaged in illegal activities before, such as selling drugs, smuggling guns, and extorting people. These activities have raised concerns about the safety of the community. Their violent image has only grown stronger after high-profile events and clashes with rival gangs. Through media channels, factual crime depictions, and movies produced in Hollywood, this concept has gained traction and been solidified. The bigger picture arising from arguments about the most violent Hells Angel ever is why people are so interested in violence. The fact is brought to our attention that we seek both method and disorder. The complexities of people make us deeply contemplative. Our collective consciousness is mirrored by how people view this person. This causes disagreements that surpass the Hells Angels. They uncover the essence of our identities. The presence of the most violent Hells Angel ever left a lasting impact on the Hells Angels Biker Club. Their notoriety for being excessively aggressive ensures their standing within the club. It harms the club's complete image. The inside has two effects. The figure's fame can both intimidate and gain respect from other members. On the one hand, this enhances their status in the hierarchy. Creating a climate of respect and loyalty is possible when others try to be as fierce. While their extreme acts of violence can garner unwanted scrutiny from law enforcement, this could lead to increased attention for the whole club. The Hells Angels' stability and ability to run their business are being threatened as police raids and legal fights increase in frequency. The impact of the most violent Hells Angel ever on the overall image and perception of the club cannot be underestimated. Their extreme violence and reputation cast a dark shadow over the complete Hells Angels Motorcycle Club. This affects how both the public and law enforcement agencies perceive the organization. The deeds of this person are indicative of the club's overall reputation. The perception of Hells Angels as a criminal and dangerous organization is sustained by this. Often, the media highlights the most sensationalized aspects of their activities and amplifies this association. True crime narratives and documentaries reinforce the idea that the Hells Angels are an illicit group closely associated with aggression and wrongdoing. The group is portrayed as a risky and outlawed organization. Law enforcement agencies increase their efforts to fight against the Hells Angels due to this perception. This results in greater examination, monitoring, and legal measures taken against the establishment and the individuals involved. As a result, the public approaches the Hells Angels warily and regards them with a concoction of dread, curiosity, and disregard. Nonetheless, acknowledging that a single individual's actions don't define Hells Angels or its members is crucial. While there are those who engage in criminal activity, many members prioritize camaraderie and their mutual passion for motorcycles. However, the impact of the most violent Hells Angel ever on the gang's overall reputation and public perception helps to shape the story surrounding the Hells Angels. Overcoming the stereotype is difficult because it has been perpetuated. The whole group is often perceived as a criminal organization due to the image of the most violent Hells Angel ever from the outside. This may not always be accurate. Social stigma and public scrutiny may increase if one person's actions are blamed on the entire club. Law enforcement is also putting more effort into breaking up the group. The presence of an individual who is both extreme and dangerous in Hells Angels significantly affects how the club operates. The group encompasses individuals from both within and outside. The most violent Hells Angel ever holds immense significance in the world of Hells Angels, where violence and rebellion are synonymous. The culture's extreme nature is highlighted, along with its individuals. Their indelible mark on the criminal world is a testament to their fierce image built on cruel acts and ruthless ambition. They made it to the history books pages by inflicting bone-breaking blows and scheming to gain power. Their account serves as a sobering lesson about just how despicable people can become as their narrative progresses. Our minds will never forget the most violent Hells Angel ever. We're left attempting to understand the violent road they traveled in the underworld. So we hope you like our video. Then do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon.